everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Chanel in the City. I'm your host, Chanel Omari, and we're here at the Paramount Theater, the iconic theater on Long Island, for A Very Countess Christmas with the one and only cabaret star, my favorite, Countess Luann De Lesseps.
Hi, honey.
How are you?
Good.
Looking fashionable as ever.
Well, I had to wear sequins. You know, it's Christmas.
I love it. So tell me about your outfit. What made you wear this today?
Well, you know what? What's better than a sequin bomber jacket, right?
Right. And you have those also for Giovanni.
I do. I made some these jackets for Giovanni because it goes to the Fortune Society for Women who have been formerly incarcerated. Yeah. So if you buy a Giovanni bomber, it's fabulous with the Giovanni on the background. You can go to CountessLuann.com, and all the money goes towards these women to help them get back on their feet.
So wonderful that you're giving back. Also, I was at a couple of your cabaret shows. They're selling out like hotcakes. Everyone wants a Giovanni bomber jacket because not only are they being charitable at the same time, but they're being fashionable. So I think that was genius of you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the Paramount, which is an iconic theater.
Yes.
How does it make you feel to be performing here on December 22nd?
So this will be my third show, I think, here at the Paramount, because I was here last year. It's going on almost 2 years that I'm on my cabaret tour. So It's exciting to be back for me. You know, this is home. I live on Long Island, so I'm excited to bring Christmas cheer to the Paramount.
That's amazing. And where can we get tickets?
CountessLuann.com for tickets, and it'll take you right to the Paramount site. So I hope you'll come out and see you.
Oh, yeah.
You'll come and see the show.
Of course, Long Island girl. I love it. You've been so kind to me. I got the privilege to sit front row at BravoCon, which we'll talk about, and the Montclair, New Jersey show, which were two different shows, which I loved.
Yes.
BravoCon, you closed it out. It was epic. We all went crazy. What's the inspiration behind the shows, and why are they different, and who chooses it? You know.
I specifically did a show for BravoCon because it wasn't Christmas yet, and it's not my new show because I have a new show coming out in 2020 called Marry F. Kill, because I always get asked by the audience, because I do a Q&A with the audience, who I would marry, who would I do, and who would I kill. So it was my inspiration for the next show coming out. But BravoCon I did specifically for Bravo because it's all Bravo fans.
Right.
So I wanted to make that show really Bravo centric. So I tweaked the show. I have a director, Ben Rimmelauer, that I work with, and together we create the show and we change it up. So now I'm doing a Christmas show here at the Paramount, and then I have my new show coming up in 2020. So I love creating new material for the shows. So the Christmas shows, I'll sing classic songs, but I'll change up the lyrics, like rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring.
Ooh.
We'll have eggnog a la Francais and we'll do some caroling. So
I love that.
I change up classic songs, and of course, stories from my diary, and these are related to now holiday.
Right.
And so, the whole show kind of changes up depending on, what time of year it is. And so I'm looking forward to the Christmas show, and then, of course, my new show coming out in 2020.
And I love how you mix. You always bring musical artists, and then you bring comedians.
Yes.
So you really switch up the show with you. And
it's old school showbiz. It's a variety show, and I think when I created the show, I didn't realize that I was filling kind of a void for a show like this because there is no real variety show out there. And so, I bring a comedian. Marie Hill has been traveling with me. And I have different fabulous Broadway singers who are incredible, who of course are my swooners, because somebody has to dip me.
Right.
And so, it's a variety show and so much fun. I think, people come to the show and they don't know quite what to expect, and they just say, wow, what a good time.
Wow, what a good time. I mean, it is a highlight of all our nights. You get a high from the Countess Luann cabaret show. I tell everyone it's a must-see. You have, and I can see it. What's so great about your show, I could go watch it multiple times at different venues and still feel like it's new.
Yeah, I have fans that come back time and time again because they just love being in the room. It just feels good. It's especially this holiday show. It's just a feel good, fun girls' night out. I have bachelorette parties, birthdays. Mother and daughter. So it's very. It's a good time. Everybody gets dressed up for me, which I love. Everybody puts on their best Giovanni and their best statement necklace, which is a huge nod to me that people make that kind of an effort.
any secrets or surprises we could expect for the one in the Paramount or Tulsa shows? Minneapolis is coming up in the end, right?
Yeah, so I've got a lot of dates. You go to CountessLuann.com and you'll see all the dates that I'm doing coming up on my tour. Christmas is, for me, my favorite time of the year. And so I just have fun recreating kind of the lyrics for classic tunes that are specific to my show. Digging up my stories from my diary. More about my personal life, and so people get more insight. And I love to tell jokes, so you'll hear some good jokes. You're going to hear some housewives scoop, and have a good time.
And some games,
games. I play games with the audience, so it's very interactive. My show. I want people to feel like they're part of the show.
Right, like when Ben goes around and asks the questions, I think that's really important for you guys to be interactive and engaging. Mm-hmm. So I love that. Switching gears, let's talk about Fortune Society, because with all this, you're a busy woman, you're always on the road. How do you make the time or have the time to give back to these women? It's incredible.
I'm trying. I started working with the Fortune Society. They just are incredible. When, someone has been incarcerated, they're put out on the street and, they can't get a job. They don't have a place to live. Most of them don't have, family or support. So Fortune Society helps them get back on their feet. They advocate for them, help them get jobs, help them with a place to live. So I really love this organization and what they do. And I try by, taking some of the women. Recently I took them on a spa day, to get their hair done and get makeup on and feel good and get their nails done. Just those little things that make people feel good about themselves. Of course, I try to help any way I can. And so I've started doing that. And it's been difficult because we're filming right now, season 12.
Right.
So, between filming and my tour, I try to make time, and I will have more time after the holidays to really spend more time with the ladies.
It's incredible that, I think it's important that everyone should know that you use your platform for good. There's so many celebs out there, your caliber, that don't really use it. And I love to see you just say that.
Well, I have done in the past. I've done for the homeless of New York City on the show, the Cancer Society, American Cancer Society, the Red Cross. I try to do as much as I can philanthropic work in terms of having such a platform, and not using that to help other people would be a shame.
That's incredible. Make sure you follow. They can follow on Instagram at the Fortune Society.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to donate or just check it out, or CountessLuann.com.
And we had our comedy show
did have our comedy show
to raise money for them as well.
Fabulous and such a great turnout. And by the way, that was amazing. Everyone's like, you and Luann are amazing. She's amazing. You guys should do a podcast together, which we'll get into. You're going to be doing a podcast soon.
Yeah, you know what? I'm taking Countess and Friends to a podcast because, I do have so much fun with my audience, talking to them about everything that they want to know. I feel like people think they know everything about me, but they don't really know anything about me. So the podcast will kind of dive into those areas where, you'll learn something new. And I think that people, don't really know me that well, or they think they know me. And so I'm looking forward to being able to have a platform like a podcast to just hang out and talk about real things.
Yeah, I love that. And also, I'll be one of your co-hosts, hopefully, but then you'll be rotating a couple, which would be interesting. I think people can come to the platform to also get advice, because a lot of people are like, I want advice from Luann. What would she do in this situation?
Exactly.
You've been through a lot in life.
Right, because I do a column now for a new magazine called The Royals, and it's all about etiquette. So, I'm going to cover all the bases, though. It's not about etiquette, but that will be a subject that I obviously would love to talk about.
And your book, you have a book also in the works?
Yeah, I'm working on a book, which has been a long time coming. I've been keeping diaries for the last couple of years and been through a lot. And I feel like I really want to tell my side of the story, because a lot of people have been misinformed by the press, etc. And I want to clear the air. It's a therapy for me to write, this book down, to, put all the stories that I've written into my diary into a book form. So I'm working on that, and it's therapeutic. It's a lot of work, because you don't necessarily want to look at all the bad things that happened to you in the past.
Yeah.
But if you don't look at them, you can't really draw a lesson from it or learn from it. So I'm trying to piece it all together so that I can move on, and it's there, and I will always have it. And so it'll be out this summer. So
can't wait. A lot of our fans have asked, how does Luann cope with media attention that's sometimes negative, because that's part of the game? How do you deal with when you're always on the road and you're constantly busy and you're working, and then sometimes you'll see a headline that's not true? Like,
Right.
how do you cope with that, and how should we cope with that?
You know what? For me, I try not to let what people think of me affect me. You know,
I love about you.
I try to keep it, I sing about it in one of my songs. The little things can take you down, so it's best to brush them off in chic c'est la vie. Because, there's a lot of, with social media and a lot of, people hating on other people. And, I don't have time for that. I choose to look at my life with the cup half full, and I'm half full and not half empty. And I'm not somebody who spends a lot of time on social media. I try not to spend a lot of time on social media. And, I try not to let the haters affect me.
I think that's why I'm just going to say you are one of our favorite housewives, because, and just,
I don't get in there. I go, when somebody goes low, I go high, like Michelle Obama. I try.
Yeah, you really do. No, I've learned from you too, when it's like, you always take the high road. And I think that's the lesson.
And I try not to be caught up too much in the minutia.
Yeah, and that's really good advice. Talking about style, because you have like epic style. What you literally just
with
throw
a little
something
help
on.
from Giovanni.
She like throws something on. She looks fabulous. Does anything from the costumes? Because I'm obsessed with the costumes on the cabaret show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a team that goes with you about the inspiration, or?
I do it all myself.
Wow.
I have styled myself for the last 12 years on the show. Love it or not love it. And so I'm my own stylist. I go to the Giovanni showroom, and I'm very lucky because I have a great showroom of dresses to pick from. And what's great is everything just fits me, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't have to hem anything, or so. So I get to play in the Giovanni showroom, and of course, I wear a lot of different fashions in my shows. Obviously, for Christmas, it's more glittery and gold and red, and so I'm having a lot of fun playing with the fashions. So part of my show is part fashion show.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
With Housewives season 12, I know you can't talk too much about it. Anything that you'd like to share? Something that we should look forward to? Anyone who you're closest with, not closest with?
Well, for me, it's a great season because I feel like it's a redemption kind of season for me. I've been through a lot the last couple of years, so you're going to see me, just move forward with my life, finally put this behind me and move on. And I have a good relationship with the ladies right now, and so life is good. It's a big change from last season for me. Finally, I feel like,
they're not bullying you too much.
Right, exactly. I feel like they're really being supportive of me and on my team.
How do you feel about new housewives coming along? Because you're an OG. I mean, it's so funny because I was talking to someone the other day. I'm like, Luann is such a great person because she doesn't care to share the spotlight. I don't feel like you get upset, meaning like you let other people have their time. Usually when new housewives come on, people get threatened, jealous, whatnot. Right. How do you deal with new housewives?
Well, I mean, luckily the new housewives that's on the season, Leah, I like. So I liked her from the get-go.
Oh, good.
You know what I mean? We just kind of vibed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was happy about that because I didn't know what to expect. And she came into season 12 as a newbie and also late 30s. I mean, she's, younger than we are. And, but a woman who has a life, who's lived quite a life for her age, and she has a daughter, so she's a mother. So happy to say that, I like her and that I think she's going to be highly relatable to a younger demographic on the season. So
that's awesome. Housewives, a lot of other housewives from New Jersey popped up at your cabaret shows.
Yes.
Margaret Joseph, Jennifer Aiden,
yes.
Teresa Giudice, at BravoCon.
I love my Jersey girls.
I love the Jersey girls and Dallas girls, Leanne Locken, Deandra Simmons. So how does that feel that other housewives look up to you and want to be at, like, they're like, must be at the cabaret show? I mean, I think that's the coolest thing.
It is very cool. I mean, that the ladies, the housewives support each other, I think is really important. Mm-hmm. And I love that they want to come to the show and they have a good time, because it is a good time. So to have that support from housewives is nice, because we are kind of a family. I'm a mother with 2 kids. I've worked hard from, early on in my life. I don't take anything for granted. Mm-hmm. What happened to me was a very humbling experience, and I've learned from it, and I think that the minute you think you're ripe, you begin to rot. So I try to stay humble.
Our event that we did together for Fortune Society, it seemed like the women were all close. It just seemed to me like it was a fresh breath of air because it seemed like you guys could be yourselves. I don't know, something in me.
This season is great. Don't ask me. It's just the personalities, the new housewife. I mean, I just feel like we're in a groove, and season 12 is going to be better than ever.
So make sure you tune in. We can't tell you the air date yet, but obviously.
Oh, this spring.
Oh.
Yeah, March.
So fast. Choo choo. I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah. That's the producers are watching. The producer texted me yesterday. He goes, oh my God, Luann, I'm watching the third episode for the 5th time. It is so good.
And you all look so hot. I can't even tell you guys look younger than my friends. We're like 30 and my friends are getting old. I'm like, go look at the housewives. They look gorgeous. But I can't wait for the season. Any advice to all of us out there if we want to make it in this industry and we're just getting discouraged and kept saying no, anything to keep it moving?
Never give up. Never give up. I mean, look at me. I mean, I came from the absolute low to getting myself up on the cabaret stage. So anything is possible if you will it to happen.
I love that.
Put it out there and you never know. It might just come to you.
And don't think what other people think and feel embarrassed because a lot of that, do you ever get embarrassed if someone's like, I don't think that was good enough? Or do you just not care and not listen? See, that's what I love about you. You're so
No, I always listen. I'm a listener. I always listen and I put that tidbit somewhere, right? But whether I use it or not is up to my judgment. People can talk a lot and they have a lot to say. So I listen to people, and at the same time, I turn it in to make it what I want.
Well, I gotta tell you, you are a performer. You're natural. Your voice is incredible live.
Oh,
and let me tell you, most artists, they don't sound like you live.
Right.
And I'm not just saying that. You have a great, beautiful voice. I was impressed.
Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, what did you like? Fever or Santa Baby?
All of them.
Santa
Fever
Baby
and Santa Baby. And when you, oh my God, when you sang me happy birthday, forget it. You made me the coolest girl in school.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
That was gorgeous.
Did you get a video of that?
I did. I sent it to Madison.
Oh, you did?
I'm going to send it to you too.
Yes, I just want to see it.
Gorgeous. And you remind me of the old school Marilyn Monroe showbiz. You're right. It's old Hollywood.
Old showbiz.
And you don't see that anymore.
Right.
And that's what I love about it. If you guys haven't seen this cabaret show, go to CountessLuann.com. Make sure you get these tickets. It's a must-see.
And I just got nominated for a Broadway World Award.
Oh, my God. And you just got nominated for a Broadway World Award. How does that feel? Like to be nominated?
To be recognized on Broadway? That's cool, right?
That's really cool.
Chic, c'est la vie.
See, anything could happen. Oh, that's one of my favorites.
My little show blew up into like a Broadway World nomination. I'm excited.
And you just keep going and going. I mean, past January.
And I have Billy Stritch, who's nominated too, and he works with me on my cabaret shows.
He's the one also who works.
He's a Grammy nominated, writer and singer.
That's amazing. Oh, I love that. That's gorgeous.
And my new dance song with Desmond Child is going to be something.
Oh, can you talk to us a little bit about that? That's what I want to
So I met Desmond Child at Sirius. I was doing an interview, and we have Richard J. Alexander in common, who is the director of Barbra Streisand, and Kristen Chenoweth, just to name a few. And we got along really well, and we decided to do a song together. So Viva La Diva was born.
Viva La Diva! This is gonna be. I don't know what's gonna win, Giovanni or this.
He did Living on a Prayer. He did Live in La Vida Loca.
Oh, this
He's
is
a big deal. So I'm really thrilled that I get to work with somebody of that stature on my new dance song.
When can we anticipate it for to come out?
Oh my gosh, it'll be out this spring.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
This is amazing. How do you, by the way, have time to date, or are you single?
I don't have time to date.
I know you don't. I'm like,
I haven't met it.
But you don't need a man. You've been through it.
I'm dating a bit, but I'm not, I'm not getting married anytime soon.
Right.
I figured, my track record hasn't been great in the past, so at this time of year. So I'm like, this holiday season, I'm not going to get married, divorced, or arrested. Okay.
Oh, that's another game for you. That's the next tour's name. Married, divorced, or arrested. I love that. Well, Luann, thank you so much for doing this and for being with us. I really appreciate it. Do you have a favorite place in New York City that you like to dine in?
Well, I live on the Upper West Side, so I love the area near Lincoln Center. So, I'll go to Jean Georges. I've got Fiorello's right there.
I love that.
Yeah. So and I love that area. So that's my go-to.
Well, thank you so much, Luann, for being here.
Thank you.
I'm sending you so much love and success. Guys, make sure you tune in to Countess Luann. Get the tickets on CountessLuann.com. Make sure you tune into all her music on Spotify and iTunes, and her podcast, Countess and Friends, coming out real soon on all podcast platforms.
2020 is my year.
2020 is your year.
Yeah.
Yes, baby.